Guys, we got to talk about Supermassive Games. Now, you guys may not remember who Supermassive Games is, but I assure you, once I show you a screenshot from one of their most recent games, you're going to remember exactly who these people are. But Supermassive Games just put out a statement over on X. And anytime we see these things happen, where a company that's in the video game industry says a statement from XYZ company, we already know what's going to happen. You already know what's going to happen. I already know what's going to happen. Your mom knows what's going to happen. Boys, we got layoffs. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you guys want to see more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join me every single day, 9 p.m. over on the main channel, where you can catch me live every single day, 9 p.m. Eastern. I hope to see every single one of you there. Now back to the main video. We usually got massive layoffs. Some might even say we got supermassive layoffs. Guys, Supermassive Games puts out a long post essentially talking about them laying off a bunch of people. And if you don't remember who they are the ones that just recently released the amazing video game that is known as Directive 8020, a video game on Steam that is doing fantastic right now. One of the top games on Steam of the decade, to be honest with you. 69 people playing the game right now. 69. 43 people playing the game right now. 69 within 24 hours. 3,000 within all-time peak. Listen, a lot of people playing this game, all right? Everybody loves this game. 61% positive reviews, almost 40% negative reviews. Listen, how could you not like this game? This game's fantastic, right? So let's go over this and see what exactly is going on with Supermassive layoffs. Supermassive Games. We made the difficult decision to begin a redundancy consultation process, which we anticipate will result in the loss of up to 75 of our colleagues. Which, by the way, bro, Tiger King, I see you. I see you, bro. This guy, yo, he does not care, bro. Look at Tiger King. Tiger King does not care. Look at him. This is so sad. Only 75 employees. If you have only 75 employees, then my apologies. That's a good step towards dissolvement. If you have more than 75 employees, please get it to until 0. Bro, Tiger King, what are we doing? Oh my God, this guy does not give a fuck. Anyway, this is a necessary step to help ensure the sustainability of the company. We know this will be an incredibly difficult time for everyone, and our priority throughout the process will be to provide support for all those impacted. To be fair, at least they kept it pretty short, right? They kept it pretty short. Now, guys, a lot of people have problems with Directive 8020, and also want you guys to keep in mind, okay? Supermassive Games took one of my favorite franchises and completely botched it. All right. If you guys are unaware, one of my favorite franchises is Little Nightmares. Okay. I love Little Nightmares 1 and 2. I love Reanimal. I never played Little Nightmares 3. A lot of people completely shit on Little Nightmares 3 because what happened is Little Nightmares 3 got taken over by none other than Supermassive Games. Okay. The previous developers that were behind Little Nightmares 1 and 2, and also the same people who I believe are behind Reanimal, okay, they completely botched Little Nightmares 3. Okay, Little Nightmares 3 got fucking destroyed in reviews. Over 20,000 reviews, most of which are negative, 47.2% positive. The rest are negative. There's 172 people playing this game right now, right? Don't get it twisted though. This game on Namesake alone hit 22,000 concurrent, which is pretty good for this kind of a niche video game. But unfortunately, people realized once they booted up the game that this is just a far cry from what the original people who made Little Nightmares, it's a far cry of what it was. And honestly, the Reanimal video game, I feel like is so much, just overall, just so much better. It plays exactly like Little Nightmares 1 and 2, just with obviously like co-op and whatnot. So it's sad to see that this franchise got taken over by this company because it's very clear that this company can't handle it. Supermassive Games has made other video games before that you guys might recognize. For example, like the Dark Pictures Anthology, The Quarry, What else we got? Let's scroll down. Directive 8020, which we already know. The casting of Frank Stone. What else? And Doctor Who. I didn't even know they made a Doctor Who game, apparently. Doctor Who, The Eternity Clock. So, needless to say, this studio is not exactly known for supermassive hits. And unfortunately for them, it just didn't work out enough. And at this point, they are now experiencing layoffs because of it. So people are, having their statements. Savvy says, imagine what would have happened if instead of chasing DEI, you chase talent. Redundancy firings means someone hired poorly. Given you expect to lose so many, it would appear you're incapable of making good choices. It's too little too late, I'm afraid. Tebow says, I wonder what happened. Bro, look at this picture. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. What are we doing? What are we honestly doing? Until Dawn was a hit. Were they behind Until Dawn? If they were behind Until Dawn, the original one, I will at least give them the benefit of the doubt of being a one-hit wonder. I'll give them that. They've been probably trying to chase the success of Until Dawn for the longest time. So I'll at least give them that. That's gross. I mean, listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. But again, we all told you to avoid the DEI route and focus on good games. Now look at you. Better start with the de-wokeification before you make a new game. Absolutely no one wants to buy woke-ass games to be indoctrinated with progressive degenerate ideologies. Again, I never played this game, so I don't know if it actually is filled with any of that. I feel like a lot of the time people see like a typical not pretty-looking black female character and they're like, oh my God, it's woke as shit. I don't know. I gotta imagine that there might be some truth to it, but welcome home. But realistically, I think what it is that these kind of studios are just extremely creatively bankrupt. I really think that's what it is. Like when you see, okay, I'll put it to you like this: when you see characters that are designed like this, let me bring it back up so that we can really kind of go over it. Hold on. So when you see characters that are designed like this, right? When you see characters like this, what ends up happening is that people realize like they see uninspired, unoriginal, just completely plain old looking characters, and they realize what they're kind of getting into. Unfortunately, characters like this just don't have the ability to bait and switch people anymore. People just look at this stuff and they're like, yeah, it's really not that interesting to me. Overall, the world didn't seem that interesting to me. I think I'm going to skip, or I think I'm going to wait, or, whatever. I remember the trailer for this game, and I believe it was basically like a walking sim trailer. And people just realistically, they look at it and they're like, yeah, I'm not interested. Dante says they are not listed on Steam for Until Dawn because remaster was made from a different studio. Okay, that's fair. No, I wasn't even looking at the remaster. I was just thinking in general. I forgot that they made Until Dawn, so it makes sense. I know the Quarry was trying to chase the success of Until Dawn, if I'm not mistaken, but that it never really worked out that way. But in any case, I think that it's pretty clear that people looking at this are like, yeah, no, I think I'm gonna skip out on it. And it's crazy because you guys know I love sci-fi. I love sci-fi so much, and games like this usually would be very interesting to me. But I remember looking at this like I don't care whatsoever for this, for the most part. I don't care. I mean, the graphics were nice. It looked realistic, but you see, that's the problem, man. Like we have ultra realistic graphics. Sometimes that doesn't always catch someone's eye, not in the way that you're hoping for. It might work on some people. It might work on, people that are looking for that, super hyper realistic walking sim. But otherwise, it's really like that's not the way to go all the time. It looked very bland. Very mediocre. Yeah, that's basically it. All the way down to the character design. I agree. Very mediocre. So that's basically it, man. I just think that at this point, they've been chasing Until Dawn success. They've been chasing. They have nothing else that really stands out on its own. Little Nightmares might have had a little bit of success at the beginning, but then once word got around about it, people skipped. That's kind of what it is. And at that point, then it's not the fault of anybody else other than you. I mean, at the end of the day, it's your fault no matter what, because you made the game and people's reaction to it, that's their reaction to it. But Little Nightmares had a little bit of success, no pun intended, and then it kind of just dropped the ball. If you were to look at the way it performed, hold on, let me go over here. Let's click Max. Yeah, look. Decent release. A co-op game, by the way. And within the same month, so at the beginning of October, they were at 22,000 concurrent. By the end of October, they were at 4,000. And then just completely fell off from there. And again, it's a co-op game. I know it's not like a live service game or anything like that, but I think word of mouth really killed this game. That's really what I'm trying to say. Once the people saw the reviews, that was basically it. So it completely flatlined. Dante says they cut the last 2 chapters to sell them as DLC from. Oh, why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised, bro? That is like, again, and people look at that stuff and they realize, like, bro, we see what you're doing. You know, like we see what you're doing. Tinfoil Haters has played on stream. No, I don't want to play this shit. I don't want to play this. Like, I am kind of curious. I'm not going to lie to you because I played every other Little Nightmares game in the past. So I definitely will check this out at some point. But this is like way down the line, bro. I don't want to. I really have no interest in playing this game. Just knowing off of what some of the things that I've read about it, I'm okay. But in any case, back to the layoffs. Realistically, wait, what? Saw it from a mile away. Your downfall is deserved. I mean, I guess. I suppose. Maybe if you had less ugly modern characters, you would have sold enough copies to avoid this game. Bro, so I'm all for talking about like nice looking characters, inspired looking characters and all that stuff. You know, I'm all for that. But can we start, instead of like demanding nice looking characters, can we also demand interesting characters? I see people demand nice looking characters, but then nobody demands interesting characters, like cool fucking characters, like characters that I actually care about learning about, characters that I actually care about listening to their story, learning their story and stuff like that. You guys know, like when I was playing Dragon Sword Awakening, it's like every character was interesting for the most part. Like I was reading their backstories, I was getting to figure out like what they were about. Every character was interesting. You know, games like this though, every character is a fucking boring nightmare. You know, like we need to get back to interesting characters. We need to get back to like characters that make you want to learn about them, makes you want to learn about the world that they're in. You know, that's what I want. I want that. You know, but I mean, in any case, that's basically it, boys, for Directive 8020 and Supermassive Games. It's a story as old as time, where you have a studio that just, the direction that they've gone in, unfortunately for them, didn't quite work out without subsidization. So that's basically what it is. That's too hard for modern writers. Yeah, maybe.